procrastinating. I'm waiting until the last minute because then I'll be older and therefore wiser. Okay, I'm procrastinating. 344. That's the number of times most Americans pick up their phones each day. 344 times we're pinged, ringed, or dinged. We're living in a very distractible times. We're living in a very distractible time, so we aren't learning things as efficiently. Many students are studying long hours and they still aren't making the grade. Not to worry, Newport's How to Become a Straight A Student is here to help. As it turns out, studying is a skill. That means you can get better at studying. In this video, you'll learn how to focus your time, ace your tests, and crush your essays. So let's dig in. For more great book summary videos, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button. If you find this video helpful, click the like button and let us know what you think. The first key takeaway is to focus your time. Have you ever read an entire chapter and then realized you've had no idea what you just read? You know you weren't screwing around, so what the heck happened? You weren't doing deep work. Newport defines deep work as the ability to focus on a task without any distraction. For a more in-depth look at this topic, check out our video on deep work, starring me. For me, deep work is like the mental equivalent of doing a 20-minute high-intensity workout. Some people spend an hour at the gym because they lollygag between sets. We're not judging, but it's true and you know who you are. Others achieve the same results with a tough 20-minute workout, except you want to be able to do that with your brain. This thing right here, this little thing. So how do you get into that deep work state of focus? The first step is to plan your day. To be successful in this step, you will need two things: a calendar and a small notebook. The notebook should be small enough that you can carry it with you during the day. Like this. Aren't they so cute? Look at them. Every morning, you'll look at your calendar and write down your commitments, classes, study sessions, etc. in your notebook. You'll schedule these appointments and assign them a time to be completed. It's kind of like a to-do list, except each item has a dedicated block of time. As things come up during the day, you'll write them on your list. For example, your professor might announce a biology test on Tuesday. You would write it in your notebook and continue on with your day. That's it. You won't forget about the test, and you'll schedule time to prepare for it later. You're freeing up your brain to focus on the tasks at hand. At the end of the day, you'll transfer the new items from your notebook into your calendar. When you add Tuesday's biology test to your calendar, you'll also include days to study for that test. My first month of college, I was horrible at planning my day. Absolutely atrocious. I spent all of my time working and I was pretty stressed out. I mean, who wasn't their first semester of college? I genuinely could not find the time to relax. I was so burnt out that every task was taking me longer than it should have. I couldn't even squeeze in my favorite show. This is real, this is a true story. It's kind of embarrassing. If I'd taken some extra time in my day to plan it out, I would have found the time I needed to unwind. And I could have watched an episode of Grey's Anatomy. Once you have your day scheduled, you gotta work when you say you're gonna work, within reason. Your schedule is a guideline, not an unbreakable rule. Amen. If you get a hot lunch date, you can move your appointments around, as long as you get it in before dinner. Before dinner? That's right. Newport recommends getting your study time in before dinner. After dinner, students tend to be more social, more distracted, and less likely to squeeze in studying. Step 2 in focusing your time. Don't do more than 1 hour of deep focus work. It's too much. You may even want to try the Pomodoro technique, which is working for 25 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break. The last couple of months, I've been using this technique and I love it. I put it on my Be Real once, and then also other people were like, I love the Pomodoro. Yeah, it was a whole bonding experience. Because the sessions are shorter, I don't feel overwhelmed when I'm getting work done, and I very rarely get distracted. Finally, take care of yourself. Newport reminds us to schedule self-care, stay hydrated, and take days off. Whoa, it sounds nice. I want that. And when I say stay hydrated, I mean with water. Triple shots of espresso don't count. Okay, so now that we've covered time management, let's talk about what happens in the classroom. A planned day is a great foundation, but if you get to class and play Candy Crush, it's all for nothing. The second factor in becoming a straight A student is being able to ace your tests. Most classes fall into one of two categories: humanities and STEM, and they both require different sets of skills. Let's start with humanities. That's mine, that's what I do. For these types of classes, history, music, art, religion, philosophy, literature, you've got to understand overarching themes and actually do most of the reading. You're going to have to go to class every class. You won't be able to pick up on the patterns discussed by your professor if you aren't there. So let's put the ass back in class. No? Too much? It was probably that triple shot of espresso. Do the reading, but skip the supplemental stuff, like articles or essays. Humanities classes typically have a lot of reading. Always read the main textbooks thoroughly. If there's a supplemental reading, skim it, get the gist, and bring it to class, just in case. As for STEM classes, math, computer science, engineering, IT, astronomy, biology, chem, so on, it's an entirely different ballgame. STEM classes focus on problem solving instead of overarching themes. Since you need to be able to solve problems, often mathematical, you'll need to take detailed notes of the practice problems in class. Pro tip: the first problem the professor does will likely be the most detailed, so write down every step of the process. As for the reading, skip it. Now I'm wishing I majored in STEM. Use your at-home time to work on practice sets like the ones you did in class, for any class. If you're confused, ask questions in class. Someone probably has the same questions as you. Remember, there are no stupid questions, only stupid answers. See your professor during office hours. Don't be scared. Most professors enjoy getting to know their students, so go! As a current graduate assistant with my own students, this is true. Please follow this advice. Finally, almost every class has a writing component. The third part of becoming a stellar student is crushing your essays. These are some of Newport's best tips. If you're permitted to choose your topic, pick something you're actually interested in. You'll be more likely to stay on task. Plus, you might actually enjoy doing the work. When you write your thesis, run it by your professor. You don't want to put in a ton of hours only to find out that you're way off base. This is a good safety net. Once your professor has given you the thumbs up, then start your research. Pour me some espresso. I mean, a tall glass of water. And an espresso. I know it's tempting to just start writing, but it's better to outline it first. Take advantage of your campus writing center. They'll be able to help you organize your ideas. I wish I did this in college. I should have. Last pointer, edit in 3 rounds. It will help you catch all of those pesky little mistakes. First, edit on a computer. In case you weren't sure what a computer was, I have a demonstration for you. Then, print a hard copy to read. And finally, read it aloud. I personally could never see myself printing out an essay unless I needed to hand in a hard copy, which I haven't had to do since before the pandemic. I am way too lazy to do these editing rounds, as are most people, I'd assume. But maybe that's the point. If you were hoping that this video would help you pass your calculus test tomorrow, you're out of luck. This isn't an overnight fix. It's a tool for improving your grades over time. Studying is a skill. You can get better at it. This book has lots of study tips that we didn't have time to cover in this video. If you're interested in going deeper, check out the Shortform guide to how to become a straight A student. Shortform makes the world's best guides to nonfiction books, complete with well-crafted short exercises to help you learn faster and remember more. You can get a 5-day free trial and a discounted annual subscription if you go to shortform.com/YouTube. Click the link in the description below and support the author and publisher by buying How to Become a Straight A Student. A link to buy the book is below as well. And finally, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss the next short form video. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Go ace that test.